Welcome everyone to another episode of the Geek Out Room podcast. Don't forget you can watch episodes on the Sauceless Entertainment YouTube channel. You can also listen to episodes on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Just type in Geek Out Room podcast on the search engine and you should find us. With that being said, let's talk some Demon Slayer Infinite Castle spoiler review. That's right, this is spoilers. So if you have not seen the movie or read the manga, or if you don't want to know what's going on, please pause this episode, go watch or read, or both, and come on back to join us. Let's get right into it, man, because this was a movie for the ages. Let's talk some Demon Slayer. Listen, this was one of my favorite movies of the year, okay? This movie is going to break so many records in America, I can already tell. I think it already has, and I'll look it up when I'm doing the episode, but listen. With that being said, let's get into some spoiler talk. So, this movie, man, this whole arc is a wild ride. Without spoiling anything, it's a wild ride, and I've told people time and time again, as someone who read the manga during their original run, seeing what the anime has done, whether it's the series or the movies, it's elevated this story, this franchise to levels unknown, and I just love it. I freaking love it because this is one of my favorite stories in all fiction, not just anime or manga, like all fiction. I really do love this story, Demon Slayer, because it'll make you feel all the emotions. And one thing I think that this movie does really well is that it makes the emotional moments really hit, okay? Because a lot of people have beefs in this film. Shinobu, Zenitsu, Tanjiro, like they got personal beefs with some of these Upper Moon demons. And let's talk about Shinobu's fight first, because her fight is one where you know she's going to lose. And it's so interesting how they show how like weak in terms of compared to Upper Moon, compared to Upper Demon, bro. She can't do it, right? Because her whole thing is poison, because she doesn't have enough strength to behead a demon, so she has to rely on poison. And the fact that this poison just does nothing to this demon. I don't know if this poison would do anything to any of these demons, but we do see how Muzan is affected by poison or some type of medication in general, so it can work against demons, but Shinobu is just not strong enough to work against this particular one. And we've seen her fight a little bit in the show, like season 1, but we never seen her go all out life or death fight like we did Rengoku, right? And I just think that they did such a great job. They did her service, man, to see all her insect breathing techniques, how they visualized it, and showing Shinobu's like backstory, what happened to her sister, what happened to all her underlings, you know, I don't want, or her students, not underlings, her students, and just showing that she's always in a constant state of frustration, a constant state of anger because of what happened to her and what happened to other people, and that she's really empathetic to humans and what people have went through, and that she doesn't want anyone else to go through what she's been through. And this whole fight really illustrates that. And it's to the point, man, where when she passes, like when she dies like a G. You know, this dude's like, yo, you have any last words? She's like, go to hell. You know what I mean? Like, it's just Shinobu from start to finish was one of those characters who had a personal chip on her shoulder, who knew her limitations. She was aware of her limitations and still surpassed them, not to a point to win, but surpassed where or what she thought she could do. And I thought that was very interesting, because usually in anime or fiction, when a hero or a character that is supposed to be on the good side or whatever surpasses their limits, usually it ends up in a W, ends up in a win. And this one, it just didn't. Okay, it didn't end up in a win. There was zero chance of her winning this fight from start, and you can tell, right? This demon was just messing with her, and she was irritated and she was pissed off and frustrated, but was like, listen, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die fighting. I'm gonna die swinging. G, like I'm not going out like that. And to see her get absorbed, like this dude was Majin Buu with the joint, like to see him absorb her, bro, was crazy. Again, I read the manga like back when I was in college, like back in 2018, 2019, whenever it ended, or whenever this arc debuted in the manga, I forgot. So there's been years, and I've never reread the manga because once the anime came out, I was like, I need to watch this all the way through. And so forgetting stuff was great because I got to experience this arc almost like it was the first time over again, and it was crazy. It was so cool. And so I forgot she got absorbed like Boo did Gotenks, and that's just crazy. That's so crazy. And we see that, right? We see that. Then we go. I think I forgot the order, but then we eventually get to Zenitsu, and Zenitsu is fighting the person who was supposed to be co like Hashira basically with him for thunder breathing, and that he mastered every other form besides the first form, and Zenitsu only mastered the first form. And so they're fighting. And what I like about this is they show how quick these dudes are. And realistically, because of how fast they move, this fight should not have lasted long at all. Like this should be the quickest fight in the entire series. So they're two of the fastest characters supposed to be, besides maybe like Muzan or whatever. And to see Zenitsu, bro, just be locked the fuck in. He was like, nah, bro, you dishonored our grandfather or grandpa. You dishonored him, our master. He committed suicide because, like, basically a warrior's death because he's like, my student became a demon. Homie probably killed a bunch of corpse members, etc., etc. He feels like he's a failure. He failed the corpse. He failed him. He failed everybody. And so Zenitsu's pissed off. He's locked in since last season. So he comes into this thing like, I know you're here. I can hear you. And we're about to battle to the death. I'm about to have to do you dirty, my guy. And it gets to the point where Zenitsu's like, nah, like, I have to hit him with something you don't know. Because Zenitsu pulls up all the stops. He does every single level mode, God mode that he has for Thunderclap and Flash. But of course, Homeboy knows that move. He's like, bro, that's all you can do. I've seen you do this countless times. You can't handle me with this move. So what does Zenitsu do? He's like, I'm going to hit you with a move that I created out the bag, bro. Out the woodworks. Like, I got something I've been cooking up in the lab for you, bro. And claps his ass. And it's so interesting, bro. Because this fight reminded me of if Sasuke and Naruto fought, but Naruto wasn't on his power of friendship. You know what I mean? Like if it was like if Sasuke did something irredeemable, because I don't think Sasuke really ever did something irredeemable in Naruto to the point where it's like he couldn't be saved. Like if Sasuke killed like Sakura or Kakashi or like Hinata or something like that, right? And Naruto's like, nah, it's you need to die. Like there's no saving you. There's no da. Like you need to go. Like that's what this fight reminded me. This fight reminded me of someone who went too far and caused Zenitsu so much grief and pain. He's like, nah, for the betterment of your soul, and so our Gramps can rest, and so I can get my lick back, I'm pretty much going to have to behead you, bro. And seeing Zenitsu use that new form and behead the dude was epic. It was great. It was animated so well, man. And it was just such a fantastic fight. And it's one of the fights I've been waiting for in the entire series. So I'm happy I finally got that. Then, you see the others, Hashira and course members like fight and do things. And what I did really enjoy about this movie too is that they show that the other corpse members that aren't like Tanjiro, like they're not the main characters in the Hashira, like they show that the Hashira training they were doing actually paid off. Because a lot of them like handling like very low level demons, but still handling them. Because we've seen throughout the series where they would just get clapped. Like immediately clapped. Like this was season 1, 2, they would get clapped immediately. They would not survive this castle, bro. They would all just die. And they realized like, oh, the Hashira are the only chance we have of getting out of here and killing Muzan and killing the upper moons. So we have to do what we can, and we have to basically jump these demons. And then we have to go and lock in. You know what I mean? So it's cool because they're like, yo, we'll handle these demons. You go ahead and do what you gotta do. So there's so many little nuggets and cool things about this movie that if you just sit there and just in amazement, it's so cool. And you get to see the backstories for some of these, for a lot of the characters that they really focus on in this movie. And one of my favorites, man, was Akaza, because you have Tanjiro and Giyu versus Akaza, and that was a heavyweight fight, man. That was one of those fights where like you've been waiting for Tanjiro to get his back. You know what I mean? And it did not disappoint. All right, you have Giyu going hard. Giyu's like, nah, I gotta kill you off principle. He didn't even reflect on some, oh, you killed Rengoku or that. He's like, nah, you're a demon. You're in my way. I'm finishing you, bruh. Like, it's just smoke. It's smoke. I don't know. I don't. Who? It could have been any of the other upper moons that appeared. Giyu was on 10, and that was so cool to see. And he got his mark, and he's throwing. He's exchanging. He's going blow for blow with Akaza. And then Tanjiro unlocks this method where I forgot, I think he's called the translucent world or something like that. I forgot what he exactly called it. But basically, he's like, I'm not going to tip you off so you can defend all of these attacks by showing malice or not even malice. What was it? Was it fighting spirit? Like my fighting spirit, all that stuff. I'm coming at you different, bro. Like he was just, like, basically it seemed like he was in the zone. Like he was just a different realm of thinking, of just like calmness, like a level of calmness that I don't think anyone's ever achieved in the damn show. And so he finally beheads Akaza, and it was one of my favorite, and I mean favorite, beheadings in the entire series, man. Because it was just so rewarding. My body just reacted before my mind knew what was going on. Because it was just so rewarding to see Tanjiro basically become Hashira level. And it was, oh man, it was nasty, bro. It was one of the nastiest fights. And the majority, they spent a long time. They spent a big chunk of time in this film giving you the backstory on Akaza and his martial arts, and he was going to get married. And this is the part of the film where it might get dicey for people. Obviously, he killed Rengoku, so a lot of people do not like Akaza. But Demon Slayer has been known, no matter how irredeemable these demons are, to give them backstories that at least show you how they got corrupted or show you what their life was like as humans. Like, even if you don't cry for or forgive them or whatever, it's still a very touching and interesting thing to show you that, like, yeah, these people are evil and maybe irredeemable, but they were human once, and like this is their story, and I like it, and a lot of people like it. So IGN and some of these other sites talking about this, that's the worst part of this movie, and that, like, no, if you're a Demon Slayer fan, you're going to love this film. There is no other, you're going to love this film. This is Demon Slayer at its peak, okay? And a lot of time is dedicated solely to just Akaza's like backstory. I don't know how long. When this comes out in streaming, I'm definitely gonna like calculate like time how long it was. 'Cause I'm just genuinely curious. Like I'm genuinely curious how long this backstory went on for. It felt like a very long time, but I enjoyed every second of it. Like, and I didn't think I would, but I enjoyed every second of it. I think they gave Akaza a very interesting backstory. I think they did a great job showing that he had emotions and showing his emotional ties, showing his life, and obviously how he became a demon and that he lost his memory, and why he's so irritated and hates Tanjiro, and why he hates weak, and why he's so obsessed with being strong. It's because his obsession with being strong is coming from this place of immense trauma in which he experienced so much loss, right? And he thinks that if he becomes super strong, he'll never have to lose or suffer that kind of pain again. And even though he lost his memory, his emotion, his regret, his anguish is so strong that even when he lost the memory of why, it's still lingering there to the point where it motivates him and drives him. Even when Tanjiro beheads him, he is still driven to become the best, to the point where he's trying to evolve into a higher species of demon or whatever he was trying to do, right? He got beheaded and grew his head back like he was Muzan. Like he was trying to evolve into Muzan. That's how obsessed he is with being great. That's how obsessed he is about wanting to become stronger. and we get the story to why. So I thought it was beautifully done. I think it was interwoven so nicely, and I think it added and gave so much respect to Akaza before he passed. And I really do love that, and I just love it. And I also, no, this movie is just so great, man. There are so many great moments in this Demon Slayer film, and there's so many awesome moments to come in the next films. And I'm sad we had to even wait that long for the next one, but I get it, and I cannot wait. This is a film that if you can experience in theaters with others, I do highly recommend. But I also get it. If you have to wait till it comes on streaming, do that too. But this is something you need to see. If you like Demon Slayer, you've been following obviously and caught up. This is a movie that is must see. It just is. And matter of fact, let me see if I can pull up the stats, because there's a stat about Demon Slayer right now that it surpassed something. Okay, Demon Slayer Infinity Castle. I said Infinity Castle had the biggest opening weekend for an international film in the United States ever, with 70 million US dollars. It is also the biggest opening ever for an R-rated animated film. That's insane. That's insane. I'm telling you, I know Pokemon was not R-rated, but the first Pokemon film grossed a lot of money. It's one of the most well-known, well-grossed movies of all time, animated movies of all time. And Demon Slayer passed it with this film. It passed it with this film alone. And that's something beautiful. This is an event for the anime fans out there, for the Demon Slayer fans, and also to note, funny enough, I will say this. I think this is really important to note that I forgot before I go. This is my first time listening to it dubbed. I have never watched Demon Slayer dubbed. My friends I went with wanted to watch a dub, which was no problem. Watched a dub, and I have to say, I think they did a fantastic. I thought the dub was fantastic. I think this, I'm sure they got a good amount of time to actually go in here and redo lines and get what they wanted right to capture, because this is a very emotional movie with a lot of you have to be really on your A game, your voice acting with this. And I thought everyone brought it. I thought it was very well done. I thought it was great. So, yeah. And Channing Tatum's in this film. He is, which is great. So comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know your thoughts. Have you seen the Demon Slayer Infinity Castle movie? Let me know if you have. Let me know your favorite moments in the comment section below. See y'all in the next one. Peace.